So you're muted now. I'm closing the window. And I'm keeping the music as it is, but if it's too loud, let me know. I haven't got the mic today because it was fiddling. It was acting strange on me, so I decided to leave it today to one side. Okay, so forehead against the floor, and we'll come into a child's pose. Sitting back, lying our stomach on our thighs, walking our hands forward, relaxing the head down. And just breathe deeply, hold the position. I'm going to look up just because I want to make sure you can hear me. But you want to just breathe in this position deeply. So as you breathe in, try and blow your stomach out. Try and open up the ribs. And then as you breathe out, really try and hug the ribs in, squeeze the stomach back, and anchor the hips that little bit more. And keep breathing deeply, and you should notice how your back expands, even more so when you're in this position. How it opens up the ribs, at the back of the body, the lumbar spine, the middle spine, just by breathing deeply. And really try to enjoy that space. Maybe holding the breath in a second to really feel it. And then breathing out deeply again through the nose. Squeezing the stomach back, anchoring the hips, pushing the hands into the floor to help your hips round a little bit. One more breath like that, breathing in. And breathing. And staying in that position and walking the hands far away from you to the right side of your mat to do a child's pose, this time to the right. With the hands to the right, but slightly shift your hips to the left side of your heels and try and drop the left shoulder down. Relax the head again, breathe deeply, 2 deep breaths, breathing in and breathing in. 1, breathe in and out. Let's walk to the other side, to the left side of your mat. And now you want to push your hips to the right side of your heels. It's the right side of your back you're stretching. So really try and push your hip bone back and reach your right fingertips forward. Feel that stretch in the back of the body and the side of the right side. Relax the head, ground that right shoulder so it's in line with the left. 1 more deep breath. Let the head relax. Come back to the center, walking far away from you still with the hands. And then as you breathe out next, just roll up into a sitting position, finding yourself sitting on your heels if that's not too much trouble for your knees or your ankles. Let's interlace the fingers here. Breathe and lift the arms up, stretch up and slightly back bend. So if I go sideways, I'm arching like a cat-cow. This will be the cow position. And as you exhale, you want to round the spine. Push your pubic bone towards your chin and your palms towards the front of your room. Ground the shoulders, push them down though, yeah. And again, breathing in. Open the chest, maybe look up just a little bit, keep your neck long. Breathing out, roll the spine again, push the hands forward. Nice to find you again. And again, breathing in. Open up, push the arms back, lift the chest bone. Breathing out, roll the spine. Let's come back up on the breath in, up with our arms in line with our ears, and just start doing little circles with your arms. So you're going right, back, left, yeah? Breathing in as you go back, breathing out as you come forward. Drawing circles with your palms on the ceiling, yeah. 1 more, breathing in, and breathing out. Other way, breathing in, little side bend, little back bend, little side bend, little forward, yeah? Only using the upper spine. 1 more, breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, come back to the center. Just lift the shoulders up and down 4 times and we'll release the arms. Exhale as you plug them down, breathe in as you lift them up. Breathe out, slide them down. Breathe in. 1 more, breathe out. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Let the arms fall, bend the elbows and let the hands come to your shoulders. Bring the elbows together in front of you, behind your head. Squeeze them as close as they will go, and then slide them down for your sides. Let's do that again. Breathe in. You can change your position if you're not sitting comfortably here. We'll come out of it soon though too. Exhale. It's a challenge for my knees to sit like this, I must say. Breathing in. But as long as they don't hurt and I just feel muscles stretch, that's cool. So just keep that in mind. Let's do one round or 3 rounds the other way round, better said. So you're going back, squeeze them behind your head. That's the forearms in front, and exhale down. And this is a good way to make sure you're moving all the arm in the shoulder joints, finding all that space. All the shoulders, back, forward, and down. We'll just hold it here one more second and just twist lightly right and left, very lightly. Look forward, breathe in and out as you twist, ideally. Still through the nose. And just be gentle. Try and squeeze your inner thighs and don't let your hips move. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Drop the hands down to the floor, come into your hands and knees. We're going to do cat-cows. So breathe in, look up. And breathe out, roll the spine, push the tailbone towards your chin. Let's do that again. Breathing in, look up. Breathing out, roll the spine. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. As you breathe out, keep breathing out. Lift your hips up and come into your downward dog. Bend your knees a little bit. Push your chest back. You're going to hold it here and bounce 10 times your chest back. Try not to move your hips. Keep them lifting up. So bounce your armpits towards your ankles. That's how it feels. Let your head relax. Arms in line with your ears. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees down, breathe in as you do that. Look for your cow position, which is lifting the chin up, looking up, arching the spine. Breathe out, roll the spine, push the hips up straight away, come back to your downward dog, and bounce for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1. Drop the knees down. We're doing it one more time. Same thing. If you get tired, just relax. Yeah? Breathe in. Come to your child's pose. Breathe out. Roll the spine. Push up and back. Last round. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to your plank position. Roll in this upper spine into a C-shaped spine, into a plank. And then stretch back into a downward dog. Push back, your hips are coming up. Hold it there a second and then roll into your plank again. As you roll forward, you'll exhale in. And as you push back, you're breathing in. And on the 3rd time you do it, you're coming into your chaturanga. Knees, chest, chin, or hover, up to you. And slide into your cobra. So keep your hands behind your chest, nearly by your hips. Hardly any weight on your hands. Squeeze your legs together. Push the top of your feet and your hips into the floor. Lift your chest bone away from your pubic bone. Imagine you're dragging the mat towards you. Squeeze your inner thighs, hold it there, breathing in and out. Trying to go higher with your back strength. One last breath, breathe in. And as you breathe out, push the floor away, plank. Plank into your downward dog. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. So as you breathe out, roll forward into your plank. Breathe in, stretch back into your downward dog. That's 1. Breathing out, forward. Breathing in, stretch back. 1 more, breathing out, forward into your chaturanga now. Into your little cobra. Lift the chest up, feet together. Hold it there. 3 deep breaths. Maybe close the eyes, or if not, look up, but focus them. Keep breathing. 1 more deep breath. Drop down, full head, push the floor away. On that breath out, lift the hips up, breathe in. Breathe out, roll forward. We're doing it one last time. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, roll forward. On your third one, and don't let me hurry you, doing knees, chest, chin, chaturanga. If not, into your little cobra. But you're going to hold it there this time. Your feet are still together. Press the top of your feet, your hips into the floor. Slide your arms back. Lift the chest. Keep breathing. Try and squeeze your elbows, not only back, but towards each other. One more deep breath here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hold it there. See if you can lift your hands off the floor. Reach your fingertips towards your feet, towards your legs. Imagine your fingers want to touch your feet. Hold it there. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathing in. Breathing out. See if you can just finish off by bending your knees. Your feet and knees are hip distance apart. Grab your ankles, and if you can't get them, just reach your fingertips back. And then see if you can just stretch up into a little bow. Don't push it too hard. Just try and stretch your groin and your thighs. Breathe in, lift the chest. Breathe out, see if you can drop a little bit the weight forward. And hold it there, 2 more breaths. Breathing in, look up. Stay looking up, exhale, hold it there. Last breath. Breathe in. Breathe out, drop the chest down, the thighs down. Let go of the legs, plank. Into your downward dog. 10 little bounces. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk your feet forward at the front of your mat. Slow steps forward. Try and keep your hands where they are. Bend your knees as much as you need. And try and align your feet and your hands at the front of your mat. Come into that forward fold by bending your knees a lot. Laying your flat stomach. So try and stretch it out. That's why I use my fingers to stretch my stomach out onto my thighs. And then I try to push the floor away with my hands. Lift my tailbone up. Try to get my forehead near my legs, near my shins. And breathe deeply. Now I'm going to come out of the position, but you're staying in it. And I want you to think of your stomach. As you breathe in, blow it out and notice how your back stretches by just breathing. As you breathe out, squeeze it in. And do that again. Breathing in, you're blowing the stomach out. Breathing out, you're squeezing it in. And the sensation is very similar to a child's pose, but more stretching the legs. One more breath. Breathing out. Lovely. Hold it there. Come into your tabletop position. On your breath in, lift up halfway the chest. That's it. Breathe out. See if you can go further into your forward fold. Bend your knees now. Bend your knees, look forward, chair. Palms together. We've done this often now. That's it. Now see if you can lift up all the way. Stretch your arms in line with your ears. Open the chest a little bit. And then breathe out back to the center. Stay there. Your palms are together. Try and keep your feet and legs together too. They're not. Squeeze them together like you have one. We're going to side stretch and then do our sun salutes, the first part of it. So you're going to breathe in. Interlace your fingers. Your index finger is up. Stretch your arms as much as you can. Your ears and your upper arms should touch one day. So squeeze your upper arms in. Plug your shoulders down. Slide your tailbone down. And then on your inhale, try and grow. On the exhale, just side bend a little bit because we're warming up to the right. Keep the right shoulder forward. Breathe in, come back up again. Try and grow. Push the feet down. And go to the left. Keep pushing the feet down because that's key. You need to push down to grow up, yeah? Breathe in. Back to center. Breath. Breathe out. We'll do one more and then holding it. Okay, breathe in. Grow. Breathing out. Keep the legs, but just hug the ribs in. Keep the length, but hug the ribs in. That's it. Okay, breathe in. We're going to hold it for 3 breaths now. Breathe in, grow. Now as you breathe out, keep growing, but hug the ribs in and squeeze the inner thighs. Tailbone slightly sliding down, not too much though. Bring the bottom shoulder forward. and the left hip forward. It feels like you're doing obliques in this movement or this position because you want to squeeze your right shoulder towards your left hip. Yes, keep breathing, arms behind your head if you can a little bit more. Push your hips towards the left a little bit more and then come all the way up. Well done. Breathe in, lengthen. Remember to lengthen. Find space to go to the left. Now keep doing the same thing. Have the ribs in, but keep growing. Without the shoulder forward. Squeeze the right hip towards it. Put in a thigh. Weight on your heels. Push the hips forward into the right a little bit more. Four. Now up on the breath in. And as you breathe in, keep breathing in. Back bend a little bit. Breathe out, come into your chair position. That's it. Chair position. Push your hips back. And then drop all the way down into your forward stretch. Breathe in, come up halfway. Tabletop, breathe out, drop further. Breathe in, bend your knees, look forward. All the way up, stretch up. Slightly back. Exhale to the chest center with the palms together. So we're doing it speedily. 4 more times. Let's go. Breathing in. Up, slightly back. Lift the chest. Exhale, bend your knees. Hip back. Drop down, still breathing out. Suck the stomach in. Drop the head. Breathing in. Come up halfway. Breathe out. Drop further. Squeeze the stomach. Breathe in. Bend your knees. Look forward. Check. All the way up. Keep your back straight as you lift the chest. Let's forward, feet down, and exhale to the chest, to the chest center. And again, breathing in, breathing in, breathing out. As you come forward, bend your knees. Drop down, still breathing out. Breathe in, up halfway. Good. Breathe out, drop further. You can stretch your knees a little bit more. Breathe in, bend them a lot. Shift the weight back, stretch your spine, open the chest. Look up as you go up slightly. Lift the chest, back bend, exhale to the chest center. And again, breathing in, all the way up. Slightly back. Breathe out, bend your knees, bend your elbows, look forward, then go all the way down. Breathe in, up halfway. Breathe out, go further. Breathe in, bend your knees, look forward. Nice, lift up, all the way back. Exhale to the chest center. Nice, just stop here, pause for a second. Right hand on your chest, left hand on your stomach. Try and keep still, so try not to feel it, and I know it's hard. Close your eyes, close your mouth, and breathe through the nose. Deep breaths. At least 2 more deep breaths here. Try and really blow your stomach out, your chest out as you breathe in. And drop it, squeeze it as you breathe out. 1 more. And releasing the arms. Going to do 1 more sun salute and then link it rather than doing a forward fold after the tabletop, we've got the option to come into a crow position. So we're going to try to hold a crow position and jump back into a plank. Remember, you can also do this, Eddie, on your elbows if your wrists hurt, so you can jump back into your elbows. So yes, we're going to try and hold 10 seconds, just changing our weight into our hands, lifting our feet up, and then jump or just step back into your chaturanga, okay? So come to the front of your mat, but leave a little bit of space so you can do that crow balance in between. It's not your forward folding and holding that. The palms are together, lifting the arms up on the breath in just like we have done, breathing and lifting all the way up. Slightly back. Breathing out, bend your knees, sit back, try and stretch your hamstrings here, and then drop all the way down, relax the head down. Breathe in, come up halfway. Good. Now as you breathe out, see if you can push your hands into the floor and either forward stretch or push them in front of you, bend your knees, keep your hips high, look forward, lift the chin up, and see if you can float one foot and the other up. For 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, Maybe jump back, chaturanga. Lovely. Breathing in 3 times, upward dog. Breathing out, drop down. Breathing in, upward dog. Breathing out, drop down. One more. Breathing in, upward dog. Breathing out, drop down. Push the floor away, plank. From your plank into your downward dog, bounce it back. 10 little bounces. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there. We're going to lift the right leg up 3 times, up and down. So keep your back as it is. Don't let your shoulders come forward. Lift the right leg up all the way. Breathe in, breathe out, drop it down. And lift it up, drop it down. Lift it up, hold it up, 8 seconds. Keep your shoulders squared to your mat. Don't let your right shoulder lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Swing that right foot in between your hands and come to that warrior 2 position. So I'm going to change my legs so I'm mirroring you. Push the back heel into the floor. Windmill your hands. The left hand goes back, the right hand forward. Your hips are facing side, yeah? And now you breathe out, look to the front hand, middle finger, bend your front knee, and then stretch it as you breathe in, look to the side. Have your ribs in, remember? Keep your ribs, yes. Good, Jacob, that's what you need. And then drop down again. Bend your knee, look forward. And then lift the arms up, have the ribs in. 2 more. And now when you go forward, see if you cannot shift your ribs forward, but more back. So you're putting more weight on your back leg. Yeah? Let's do 1 more breath doing that, thinking of everything. Exhaling. So you're bending your knee, but your torso isn't going with it. It's like I'm pulling, yes, you should feel that's helpful. And then breathe in, stretch 1 more time, and keep your legs stretched this time. Because we're just going to open the arms out to the sides and do our Trikonasana. So you want to pop the back hip, the left hip back, and reach forward first to find space in the bottom part of your body, the right side of the waist, and then reach up and down with your arms. Try and push your right hand into your right shin and grow away from it. Rather than sink into it, grow away from it. Squeeze your hips forward, your chest back slightly, ribs up towards the ceiling a little bit. Look up if you can. 4 seconds there. Breathe in deeply. 3, 4. And then see if you can just come up as you went down. Breathe it. Push your hips forward now. So they will push it. You're pushing them back. You want to push them forward. Put the left hand on the left leg and slide it down and do that same position to the back. Push your hips towards the front of your mat. And you should feel a stretch from your right toes to your right fingertips. Let the head relax today. Let the left shoulder relax. Hold it there for more seconds. Really engage your thighs. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Come back. Windmill the arms, one and the other. Step back into a press up, chaturanga basically. So plank, chaturanga. Breathe in, come up 3 times, upward dog. Breathe out, drop down. Again, breathing in. Breathe out. 1 more, breathe in. Breathe out. Push the floor away. Downward dog, 10 bounces. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your chest back, and we're doing the same with the left leg. When you're ready, yes? So breathe in, lift the left leg, 3-legged dog. Breathe out, drop it down. And again, breathing in, up. Take your time, stretch the knee if you can. Breathe out, drop it down. 1 more, stay up. Lift it up, breathe in. Hold it there, 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Try and drop the right heel to the floor still. And then step it forward in between your hands. I'm going to change my side so it's left leg forward, right leg back. I'm mirroring you. And windmill your hands. Find that warrior 2. So remember to have the ribs in. When you bend your front knee, which is your left knee now, you're trying to keep your torso slightly reaching back. Don't go with the leg. Bend and then stretch, look to the side. Think of your ribs. And again, exhale in and breathe in. And breathe in out. Breathe in. Two more, two last ones. Breathing out. Really try and fix your eyes on your middle finger. It's called warrior. You should feel like you're pointing like an arch at somebody who's gonna go target something. Yes. Exhale, bend. Yeah, it's more like a target. And now stretch your legs. Keep your arms as they are now, and then reach your hips back and your arms forward as much as possible. Try and have your ribs in, so you're not flaring the ribs out too much. And then drop the arm. The left one, reach the right arm up. Maybe look up if your neck doesn't hurt. If not, look down, no problem. Squeeze your glutes. Push your hips forward lightly, your shoulders back. Long neck, slide the shoulders down. Breathe deeply. Again, target your finger, your index finger this time. And you should be looking at it and focusing on that. One more breath. Really nice. Come back up, breathing in, try and be light as you come up, and then push the hips to the front, forward, yeah? They're still facing the side, but you're just lifting the left hip up, dropping the right hip. Try and find length here, don't drop into the stretch, lengthen out of it, and you'll go further, I promise, even though it doesn't seem like that at the beginning. You can relax the head and try and let gravity take care of it this time. Try and keep pushing the hips forward. And rotate that left rib up and back a little bit more. Reach to the back of the room, palm faces down. The left palm faces towards the floor. You're reaching to the back of the room. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Breathe in. Nice, well done. Bring your feet forward so you're to the side of your mat. And we're going to stretch a few up and down into straddle stretches. So the first straddle stretch we're going to do is put our hands on our hips. So my thumb is back and my fingers are forward. And then I'm going to squeeze my elbows back as much as possible. That's it. Open the chest. You can bend your knees. I find it helps me, maybe not. If it's your body, it might feel different. Try and come to a flat back here, squeezing your elbows back. And if you feel you can stretch your knees and keep your flat spine, go ahead and do so. Now, see if you want to look down to save your neck and just breathe deeply here. Breathe in and breathe out. See if you can squeeze your elbows towards each other a little bit more. Open the chest. It should feel like a back bend. Breathe in. Breathe out. Try and lengthen your chest bone away from your pubic bone. Breathe in, especially on the breath in. Breathe out. One more breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back up on the breath in. Lengthen up. Well done. Release the arm just for a second. Rolling. Now we're going to go all the way down. Again, I suggest with your knees bent. It helps me a lot. And then you can grab the sides of your feet, or you can grab your toes with this grip. It needs to be this one. That's important. Index and thumb, grab your big toe. And it's when you grab your feet, it's not just as a decoration or to put your hands somewhere. It's actually to grab your legs, whether it's sideways or that clenched that I've just showed with the toe, and pull on it like if it was to save your life from hanging from a cliff. You're pulling your body down as much as possible, using your arms but not your shoulders. Okay, let's do it. So we're breathing in, lengthening, open the chest, just relax the hands for now. And as you breathe out, maybe use your hands against your thighs and come into that flat back. Then slide them down. See if you want to grab the sides of your legs or your big toe with your index and thumb. Keep your knees, if they're slightly bent still, bending out on top of your feet, not in. And then breathe in, lengthen your spine. When you breathe out, try and bend your elbows to the sides of your room and try and really drop the crown of the head to the floor. At the same time, try and lift the hips as far up as possible. and play with that, with your breath. So you're going to breathe in, hold that position, nothing's changing. And as you breathe out, see if you can pull on your feet a little bit more. Use your arm strength and your core strength. That's what gets you there. You need to suck your stomach in and squeeze it in to get further down. Let's do one last breath here together. Breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. And then coming back, let go of your feet. See if you can roll up this time. That's it. Rolling up. All the way down. Whoops, my earring's falling out. Okay, we're doing one last one, and then we'll have a little break twist in. So you're going to interlace your fingers now. This is a little bit harder. Ideally, you want to get your wrists one day to, or palms one day to touch. So if you can interlace like that, with your palms together, that'd be great. But if not, keep them open, yeah? But try and keep your fingers interlaced. So same position, we're gonna breathe in, open up the chest, exhale it, bend the knees maybe, and try and go down. As you go down, try and bring your arms forward. So one day they will touch the floor in front of your head. Stretch your elbows and breathe deeply. So we're going to do 3 deep breaths here together. I'm looking at you just because I think you can't hear me if I'm upside down as much. Hold it there, keep breathing. And as you breathe out, see if you can just drop the head a little bit more by squeezing your core and engaging your legs. One more, breathing in. Breathing out. Lovely. Now, as you breathe in, come up. Let's look at your arms. Breathe deeply. Just think of roll the shoulders a couple of times. Try and keep now your legs kind of as wide as they are. Just under your wrists is a good measurement. We're going to turn to the side. So as you turn, imagine I've got my right leg forward and I'm mirroring you. If you turn, you're going to turn all the way, all the foot, lift the back foot up, and then start bending your knees down so that you come into a box lunge here. And I'll mirror you, so I'll come forward. Once you're here, try and push this hip, the right hip down, it tends to come up, and push the pubic bone forward. Palms together, lengthen your body. And then as you breathe out, twist using your core. When you can't twist anymore to the right, then you want to put your left elbow against your right thigh and push that elbow into your right thigh. Twist in as much as you can with your thumbs still in line with your center of your chest. So think of that. So you need to push that right palm into your left a lot. And lengthen your spine and notice if it's C-shaping at all. Push that right hip down to the floor, better. Now see if you can look back and hold it there for 8 seconds, 7, 6. And keep lengthening your spine, your stomach skin, by pushing the right hip down, pushing the left elbow against the thigh against the elbow. 4 more seconds, 3, 2, and 1, lovely. Back to center, breathe in. Put the hands down to the floor. And see if you can just stretch a little bit the front legs. So I'm here. You can put your hands on blocks also, if that helps. If you can stretch the front leg and notice how I'm C-shaping my spine here. Maybe you can stretch it a little bit. So lengthen it. Flex the front toe. Try and hold it there. Maybe the wrists can go against the floor. They're a little bit more easy to anchor in this position. Just hold it. 1 more second there. 3, 2, 1. Put the weight on the front foot. Put the weight on the back toes. And lift up into a triangular position. So triangular position is a bit narrower in the feet. And your back foot open 45 degrees. You can bend your front knee, but definitely stretch your back leg. And then inhale, lengthen your back. As you breathe out, full head to knee. And just hold it here. Pushing your left hip down and your right hip up and back. Try and squeeze your stomach in on the exhale especially. And remember, it's a C-shaped spine here. If you can stretch your front leg, That's the aim one day. Forehead against the knee though. You can push your fist into the floor if you want to. Hold it there. One more deep breath. Lovely. And now see if you can walk yourself into your straddle again. Just by turning the body down to the side. And do one more stretch in that straddle where you're grabbing your toes or the sides of your feet. Bending your elbows and holding that stretch. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe out. Bend your knees, roll up, 1 vertebra at a time, to standing position, again, with your legs open. And we're going to turn to the other side and do exactly the same on the other side. So just check what you're doing with your left toes. You want to open them up to the back of the mat. It would be your right toes press against the floor. You're going to bend your right leg and your front leg too, both of them. So you're doing a box lunge, it's called. You're not really going deep in it. I'll mirror you this way now. So here you want to drop the left hip down, palms together. Try and grow. So you're giving space on the breath in to squeeze and turn on the breath out. Use your core. Then drop your right elbow against your left thigh. And push that right elbow into your left thigh, but also push your left thigh out into your right elbow. Try and lengthen your spine. Notice if you're curling at all and if you can open your chest a little more. That's it. Push your top palm into your bottom palm to help you square your chest with your thumbs and hold it there. Look into the left corner of your eyes, chin in line with your left shoulder. Think of your feet. Squeezing your inner thighs and pushing your front foot into the floor should help. Find that balance. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Hold it there. Come back to center. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, put your hands on the floor and stretch that front leg back a little bit. Then see if you can stretch your spine here. Flex the front toe. Maybe push your fist into the floor. Or if you've got blocks, you can put them either side of you, yeah? Or anything that elevates you. Try to look at your big toe as a focus for your eyes or close them. 3 breaths, breathe in it. Breathe in out. And again, breathe in it. Breathe in out. 1 more, breathe in it. Breathe it out. Okay, press your front foot into the floor by bending your knee, and then your back foot will go against the floor into that warrior 1 leg. So you're narrowing up your stance. It's the left leg that's forward. I'm just mirroring you. Your right foot is open 45 degrees. Lengthen your spine here and then forehead to knee. Remember, you can keep your front knee bent, but really stretch your back knee. And then you want to square your hips off by pushing your left hip back and your right hip forward. Breathe in. Really try and get your forehead against your knee. The idea is to really stimulate that spot in between your eyebrows. And it also stimulates the pineal gland with the focus there, imagining you breathe in and out through that space. 1 more deep breath, blow the stomach out on the breath in, and squeezing it in on the breath out. Really nice. Hold it there, and just walk yourself this time back into your plank by stepping that leg back. That's it. And then stretch your hips up, breathing in. Just like you did before, bounce it 10 times. So going back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And one. Hold it there. And on your next breath out, roll forward into your gap. Breathe in, stretch back into your downward dog. Two more times. Breathe out, roll. Breathing in, stretch back. One more time. Breathing out. Roll forward, chaturanga, into a little cobra this time. Little cobra. So squeeze your legs together. Don't come up too far. You're coming up with the strength of your back rather than your hands. Squeeze your elbows back and towards each other. Look up. Just breathe deeply. So breathe in. And breathe out one. Two more. Breathe in. And breathe out two. Last one. And breathing out. Drop the forehead down this time. Look for space because we're going to work the back just a little bit. Stretching the arms forward. Palms facing, forehead against the floor. Feet are hip distance apart. And you're going to lift the right leg and left arm up for 8 seconds. But the forehead and the hips push down into the floor. Ready? So lifting up. Right leg, left arm. I'm looking at you. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that left arm down and then lift the other leg, other arm up. 8 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. We're going to do that one more time, so take that as a rehearsal. Now what I want you to think when you do this is rather than lifting, try to slide your leg and your arm away from each other on the floor, like they're rolling on the floor, and then you're lifting a little bit, but think of really more than lifting, stretching even more away from each other, lengthening your elbow, your knee, your toes, your nails, and then plugging your shoulders down, check on them. So let's do that one more time. Keep your hip bones both on the floor, equal pressure, that's also important. And your ribs, don't let yourself roll to one side. And if you are, work it out with your core, what you have to do to keep both sides of your body equal pressure on the floor. Okay, I'll shut up now. It's going to be the right leg and the left arm. Breathe in, forehead against the floor, lift them away from each other first, then a little bit up, 8 seconds, 7, 6. Think of your hip bones. Are they equal pressure? Can you square yourself off in your ribs, in your chest? Slide your shoulders down, lengthen your limbs one more time. Breathe in. And breathing out, drop. Nice. Same thing on this side. When you're ready, breathing in, lift up. The left leg, the opposite arm, stretch your toes, go on. Imagine you're holding the ceiling with the sole of your foot. Turn your leg in, drop that. Left hip down, right hip down into the floor. Don't let yourself twist. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And drop it down. Well done. Now, we're going to do 2 legs and 2 arms. And then, after we've done that, we're going to just do 1 bow. But I'll talk you through the bow afterwards. Okay, breathe in. Lengthen the arms away from your legs. Keep the forehead on the floor and the hips. Try to really stretch your legs, your toes, even your nails are stretching. No angles. Everything is one straight line, hovering above the floor. It doesn't have to be high, but it has to be long. You need to see the energy coming out of your body if I was there. 4 more seconds. 3, 2, nice, better. And 1, relax the body down. Take a moment actually to just release your hands by your hips on the floor still and turn your head to the right shoulder. And use this as a neck stretch. So try and keep your shoulders still on the floor or at least same distance. And try and get your left ear on the floor by really turning your head to the right. Notice if your chin is very near your shoulder, if you need to leave a bit more space for your neck. Try and keep your toes in and your heels out when you're lying down and relaxing. And that's going to relax all the muscles around your lumbar spine. 1 more breath there. And then turn the head the other way. So you're going to the left with your chin. You're trying to get your right ear on the floor. and using just deep breaths here to maybe just observe your body and notice if your right shoulder's lifted more than your left, if you can ground them equally. Also, if it feels different from your other side, see what's the difference, where it comes from. Breathe into any tender spots. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to come into 3 up and down, up and down. On the third one, we're going to stay there, and that's about the 3 breaths. So just to remind you, you're still lying on the floor on your stomach. You're going to bend your knees. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. Also your knees. If you can't grab your feet, that's not a problem. You just reach up for them and hold it there. Grab your ankles, and then you're going to lift up and you're going to drop down. 2 more times, lift up. On the breath in, drop down. On the third one, lift up and hold it there, 3 breaths. Keep looking up, but see if you can try to drop the chest bone forward as you do it. Okay? So when you're ready, grab your feet with your hands. Try and find your feet. If you can't find your ankles, just reach your fingertips back. That's a good option. And lift up on the breath in, breathe in, open up the chest. Breathe out, drop down. 2 more. Breathing in, open the chest. Breathe in, out, drop down. Last one, and we're going to hold it for 3 breaths. So you're going to breathe in, open the chest into that bow, hold it there, and you're looking up towards the ceiling, but trying to drop the chest bone forward and kick the legs up a little more. Squeeze your inner thighs. I'll count 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Keep looking up, but dropping the weight to the chest. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Take a moment there just to let the hands go by your sides again. Wiggle your hips. And when you're ready, we're going to push back, just as you are. Push back into your forearms. And we'll do dolphin and then a headstand, if you're up for that. So dolphin, elbows against the floor, hands also doing like a number 11 with your forearms and palms. Your elbows are shoulder distance apart, and you're just going to lift your hips up. Try and walk your hips as close on top of your shoulders as you can. Push your chest back. The head isn't touching the floor, and just hold that position 8 seconds. And I'll count it now. 8, 7. Bend your knees, walk forward. 6. Push the chest away or to the back. 5, 4, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Lovely. And then come back down. Take a break. We're going to come up one more time, and we're going to lift the right leg up this time as we find that position. If that was too hard already, just keep both legs down and hold it 8 seconds. But if you can, you're trying to lift the right leg up. Lift it up and hold it up. 8 seconds. So let's do it. Forearms against the floor. Lift the hips up, bend your knees. Maybe stay there, or maybe lift the leg up. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Can we lift the other leg up? 8 more seconds and we're done. Go on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop down, have a break. Now we're going to try our headstand, if you want to. If not, you do a child's pose, or you keep your feet on the floor and just do like a downward dog with your head on the floor. That's just as good. Gets the blood to your head in the same way. Just to remind you, if you know how to get in your headstand, go ahead. But I'm going to talk you through how to do it. See, I'll probably use a wall actually. It might help me explain myself. And this one might do. So if you've got a wall and you're starting, I would go quite close to the wall, and then a good way to see if your hips are quite close to the wall is to just notice if you can lay them against your wall. So you're going close, lifting your hips up, and then seeing if you can walk. See if you can feel the wall here, right? That's what you want to achieve. You might not, you might be rounded, but then you need to try and use your core and your elbows to kick up. you know, kick up. And from there, try and lift. So, you know, these things you do in gyms, you grab onto bars and you kick. It's actually the same thing, but you're going back, but you're still squeezing the core. You're not arching it back. You're trying to keep as a block that tailbone going back. So try that maybe. And if you don't want to try it, just talk to me and I can work out something that's best for you. Will I time ourselves for like 2 minutes? I'll give you 2 minutes. I'm sure Eddie knows that he wants to play about with his straddle and all those things we've been working on. Diamond position, coming down in straddle, maybe even trying to come back up. Eddie, I've got one for you if you're still able to see me actually, one that I tried this week. If you're cool with your straddle, which I think you are, if you can come up and so you're in this position, right? Open up into a straddle and see if you can drop one leg to the floor, maybe even lift the other one up and then drop the opposite, lift up, yeah, and play about with those splitty things. Quite a good one for the sides, right? You just need to find that angle and keep your hips in that angle with your femurs, you know, not trying. You need to be very aware of your turnout. What we do in Pilates, basically, keep your hips still, but work with your femur in your hips so that nothing's actually moving, if you want to. As I said, I'll give 2 minutes from now. That looks better, Jacob. I wonder if you should start a little bit further from the wall so you've got more ability to push your chest back. You look a little bit rounded, which is normal, a little bit rounded in the upper spine. I feel like you can push the elbows more and try and lengthen there because that's going to give you more safety also. So maybe going back from the wall is going to be a little bit helpful. Maybe not too much, just a millimeter or two. Yeah. Remember, you know, I've fallen so many times to get into my yoga positions. It's part of the practice, so just keep with it if you can. Nice, Eddie. I'm checking you. See if you can see what you think of those straddle drops. It's quite challenging once you get it, though. Try not to let go totally, I'd say. But yeah, you picked it up nicely. Well done. Looking good. Lovely. So I'll give you 1 more minute to do what you want. Don't make me make you do anything. That's looking good though, nice. And we've got another little thing to work for. Can you bend your knees, Jacob? Bend your knees. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't want you to hurt yourself. But bend your knees and walk a little bit closer with your feet towards your elbows. I feel like if you bend your knees, you'll get there, but maybe it feels different in your body. I can just give you what I feel is, you know, what I can see, but obviously it's an exploration too. Okay, we're going to lay back and do a final series quickly. But if you, if you've got any questions, you can ask me, remember. So when you're ready, don't let me hurry you. You're laying back and you've got different options. If your neck hurts, you come into this bridge, which is really a very good position to work on. One of the best, actually. And then if you're going into shoulder stand or you don't want to, better said, you put your feet on a wall. Imagine I've got them on a wall and you're coming into like this position, yeah? Which is really hard to do without a wall. But yes, a bridge on a wall. If you can, plow. If your neck doesn't hurt, and shoulder stand. So those are the 2 options you've got. And you can mix them about also. So when you're ready, 1 bridge or 1 plow. Choose what you want, 3 breaths. And keep still. Once you found your position, I'm not the best one to teach this because I really move all the time, but it's a nice practice to try not to fiddle about. Once you've found your position, and it takes time, usually 3 or 4 breaths even, just to find where you want to go to. Once you've found it, try not to, my teacher said, and it stays in my head all the time, it's not very polite though, faff around. Stop faffing around. But try and think of that. Let's take 2 more breaths. Now, if you're not in your shoulder stand yet, come into it. It's another 3 breaths. Find it and look for stillness. That's where the practice is really. I mean, we do quite a physical practice. But at least in this moment of the practice, let's try and keep it still, pause, focused on breath and stillness. Inside rather than looking out. And then finding your diamond position, maybe a straddle, and if your hips have come down, stay down and just bend your knees and either come with your hands on your shins, try to keep your feet pointing up. It's like a squat on the floor. Try to keep your tailbone on the floor, the back of your neck, and you want to bend your knees so much one day that they touch the floor. Imagine, I don't know how they do that, but your feet, the sole of the foot is always facing the ceiling. It's like you're holding the ceiling with the sole of your feet. Yeah, and that's super hard. Try and keep your feet on top of your knees, right on top. There you are, you got it. And this is very good for, again, your hips, your back. Try and plug your shoulders down, your tailbone down, and keep bending your elbows. Bend your knees more. By your armpits. Still. One more breath. And breathing. Let's do one more position. We're going to do a quick one though, because I'm back to back today and we've got 1 more minute. But I don't want you to think about a fish. So I think what we'll do today is do a fish position, and then I'll leave you to do Savasana. Clear now. Your own space. What do you think? I'll say bye to you before. So that's quite a nice idea, right? So let's do fish together. Bending our knees, putting our forearms under our hips, and then stretching our legs, right? And what you want to do is imagine like a fisherman's hook by the chest bone. Lift the chest bone up, open the elbows out, and drop the crown of the head back. And try and just, so yeah, I'll do it so you can see. I'm here, arching my spine, lightly with the crown of the head on the floor, but mainly on your elbows. That's it, that looks good. Now you want to imagine you're breathing in helium, that air that blows up and lifts balloons up. Lifting your chest and your heart up to the sky with every breath in, breathing out, holding that space, and then breathing in, lifting it higher, and then holding that space. One more. Breathe in, lift higher, and then as you breathe out, bring your chin to your chest, roll to the back of your neck, and just chill out here. So in Savasana, you want to just open up your legs, open up your palms and lay down. And have at least, guys, 3 minutes of stillness here. As I said, I've got a back-to-back, so I'm going to go, but actually it might be nicer to leave you to do Savasana by yourself. You might feel more comfortable with that. So yeah, enjoy it. It's going to get cold, so put some jumpers on with it. Close the light, and I'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend, guys.
You too, bye.
Take care. Enjoy it. Make sure you do it though. Make sure you do it. Bye-bye.